Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Andrews, and I'm being accompanied by my good friend,
Mr. Anderson.
And welcome to the Movie Joint. Today we are bringing you guys the live-action remake of Disney's Lion King, directed by Jon Favreau, who also did the live-action version of The Jungle Book. First thing I want to say about this film is that it is stunning looking.
It looked pretty nice from the get-go. Yeah, it looked like it was going to be all right.
That is one thing that nobody can ever take away from Jon Favreau, is that he knows how to use CGI, photorealistic. I mean, this film looked real. And there were multiple scenes in the movie that I thought that they were actually using real lions. Like when they were running.
It looked very awesome.
Yeah, very, very real. Let's talk about, of course, James Earl Jones as Mufasa kills it, just like in the original. He does a very good job. With it, Danny Glover as older Simba does a really good job, but I also think that
I think it's Donald Glover.
Is it Donald Glover?
Danny Glover's the dad, okay. I think, yeah.
Yeah, and Donald Glover as Simba does a really, really good job as older Simba. Let's talk about Chiwetel. I can't pronounce his last name.
Shrimp etouffee. Scar. Yeah. We'll go with that.
Okay. Let's talk about Scar. How would you compare him to Jeremy Irons' version?
I'd give him a 4.
Really?
Yeah.
You think he didn't?
He did not measure up at all.
Okay.
You're going to bring back superstar cast members. Why would you not bring back the iconic villain? Jeremy Irons all the way. Sorry, pal.
Yeah, with Jeremy Irons' voice, it's just so iconic. I will say, just because his voice wasn't too par, there are a bunch of scenes in there where they do make him look really menacing.
I mean, he does a pretty decent job. I mean, you know who's the bad guy.
You definitely, yeah.
The dude is definitely got his own plan going on.
They definitely give you that. Like, there's multiple scenes where the music changes, the coloration changes, and you know that he's coming on screen. And it's really, really crazy. There's a bunch of stuff in the film that is just like, you know, because this is a remake, so you know what's going to happen. But then, as the film is teasing that Simba is going to take the throne, you can like feel it within Scar that he just wants to kill. He just wants him dead, like right there, and you can feel that tension. For the most part, and I've read this and I've heard about this, about the facial expressions within the characters.
I've heard bad stuff about that.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty damn good. I mean, I could see the animals sort of give off a sad vibe when shit was going bad. I could see them get angry and intense when they were gonna the little fight sequences. You could see them loving on each other, and you could. What do you want from animals, man? You know, you want human facial expressions or a live-action remake of an awesome movie.
Yeah. And
the fucking animals looked awesome.
Yeah.
The battle sequences were really cool. My favorite part, probably. Man, I just think they did a really good job with the animals and the live action duplicate almost. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I don't agree with the other critics.
See, for me, I thought that for the most part it was actually done really well. Now there are some parts where we can't really get into. We can't say spoilers. If you've never watched The Lion King, who are you? Are you American? If you've
living under a rock.
Yeah. So I mean, we're just gonna talk about the movie because you can't spoil the movie. It came out in 1994.
You already know what happened.
This is literally a shot-for-shot remake. They do add some new scenes.
There's a couple little different scriptings,
but
whatever.
For me,
maybe an extra song.
Yeah, for me, it was very frustrating at some parts where it was supposed to be scary or supposed to be very emotional, and then the facial expressions aren't cartoony, so they can't make it to where they need to be. Like when Mufasa passes away, when Mufasa dies, and you can hear it in the kid's voice that he's actually giving that sadness, but in the facial expression, you don't really see it, and so it's kind of a redundant type of
animal.
thing. I know.
It's supposed to be like a live animal. It's not going to share the same expressions of sadness or worry or fear or anger that we do. You know. See, I looked past all that because from the get-go it looked good. It looked like the whole damn savannah was coming to pay tribute to the king. The prey, the predators, everybody was there to worship the king. Like the scope of all the animals being like around the rock to, worship their leader, it was pretty epic, man. It was a really good opening sequence.
Yes.
And like I said, the battle sequences, man, you could see, the ferociousness of the animals going to like fight for their home and shit, and depose the would-be ruler Scar. It was pretty good.
100%.
Pretty good, man.
That opening sequence too was really, really well done. It was almost literally exactly like the cartoon.
It is time. Oh, and they didn't say that in the movie. Come on.
There was a lot of things that they didn't add in the movie too. Like one of the best parts about the cartoon, and one of the most memorable lines.
You got to go, Whitey.
Yeah. And one of the most memorable lines. Just pause it for a second so I can cut it in. Yeah, there's a bunch of things in the movie that aren't there, and one of the most memorable lines is Rafiki talking to Simba, and it's such an awesome part because in the original, he smacked Simba in the head. And he's like, "Ow, that hurt." And he was like, "Why'd you do that?" He was like, "It doesn't matter. It's in the past." And it's like he was like teaching Simba to grow. And they took that out of this movie, and there were some parts of this movie that seemed really rushed. Like the whole him and Nala finally meeting back up together and then getting out into that whole sequence with the song. That was a little bit rushed. The whole part with Rafiki meeting up with Simba and then Simba seeing his dad. That whole part was a little rushed. I understand they were trying to get to the end. But those are just
trying to save money.
Yeah.
Cut costs.
Yeah. But
tisk happy.
I also thought that Beyonce did a really good job. Because Beyonce played Nala.
That's why she got her own little harmony sequence. Beyonce's awesome.
She did a really good voice acting job in this movie. Really, really good. And when she was like, "Lioness, are you with me?" And one eye, it was like that was crazy. There's a lot of hype.
She's awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype with this film. I'm trying to think of it. Is there anything? Oh, talk about Timon and Pumbaa.
Seth Rogen. That's my dude. I was disappointed with all the different voices and that was a A+ right there. He's awesome.
He did
a great job. He kicked some hyenas' asses. He did a great job.
The only thing I wish that he said was because they changed it in the cartoon, they called him Pig.
Yeah.
And that's what got him all pissed off.
Yeah.
But in this one, they called him what? Tubby.
Chubby.
Or Tubby. And
something.
I liked it in the original. He's like, "That's Mr. Pig," and then he runs at them and hits them. He doesn't do that in this one.
No, they fat shamed him.
Yeah, they fat shamed him.
That's a millennial thing.
Also,
he kicked their ass, though. It was awesome.
Yeah. Also, I liked how in Hakuna Matata, which was done very, very well in the film, they cut off at that part. And in this one, they continue going. They break the fourth wall so many times in this movie. It's really, really funny. But in Hakuna Matata, Timon stops him and says, "Not in front of the children or not in front of the kids." But in this one, he actually says it. And then Pumbaa's like, "What, you're not going to stop me?" He was like, "It's 2019. Just keep going." I love that. They broke the fourth wall.
That was cool.
They also did another breaking the fourth wall where they started to sing "Be Our Guest" from Beauty and the Beast.
That was okay. That was okay. I'm like...
Instead of the hula thing, instead of that, you're like, "Be our," and then they all started running and chasing.
That was the heart-jumpingest part of the movie. They turned around and had to scram. Shit was going down then.
Also, when Nala showed up, when they were doing that.
Oh, and she tried to eat him.
That was completely, like, thrilling because in the original,
sitting there enjoying the movie, and then BAM!
She popped out of nowhere.
Cool. Yeah.
It was crazy. It was crazy. Overall, here's what I want to say. If we all know that this is obviously a remake, we get that. If this movie was never made in 1994, this movie would have been fantastic.
Oh, yeah. The 9 or a 10.
Exactly.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
Great for kids, family. Yeah.
If this was never a remake and it was just now being made for the first time, this movie wouldn't have been looked upon badly. It still would have had some faults with the expressions and all that, but it would have been fine. Or it would have been really, really good. For it being the remake, I think that they did a fine job.
It was a good movie.
It was enjoyable.
A good movie.
It was 2 hours of...
You stayed awake.
Yep.
You were interested even though you already knew what happened.
Yep.
My kids would love it. I would take my kids to see it. I would watch it again. Definitely worth the time to go and see it.
Yeah, and the music is all good. It's all there, except for they cut "Be Prepared" down way a lot.
Oh yeah, a lot. Yeah.
But it was still okay.
That was disappointing for me.
Because that was Scar's big moment.
Scar's the dude, yeah, and he was hyping it up. Here's what we're gonna do, and they fell short of the original movie, and the emotion that left you feeling like, damn, he's about to take over.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. One more thing I want to talk about, and I want to say that they did it a lot better in this movie than in the original, except for the two characters because they had more heart in the original. But the hyenas in this movie are so much more scary and so much more, like, thrilling. And
well, see, in the first movie, they were like his backup. They were like the bad guy comic relief.
And they were goofy. Yeah. In
this, they wanted to eat Simba.
They were menacing.
And Nala.
They were
and
menacing.
Pumbaa, and whoever the hell else, because their bellies are never full.
Yeah.
Super cool.
I actually really liked the hyenas, and I liked how in this one, instead of the other one, because in the original, it was just those three main characters, and then I don't know where all the other hyenas came out. In this one, all those hyenas are already there. They're chasing Simba and Nala through all that stuff, and there's already there, and it was epic when Mufasa showed up and started kicking all their asses.
Thrashed the whole herd or pack or whatever of hyenas.
Yeah. They
all bowed down. He whooped on them.
But it was really done. I actually really like the hyenas in this one. They are definitely darker, more scary, more menacing, and more of a threat. Especially the main one. I can't remember her name.
Ashanti. Something sounds like it. We don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember. Let me look.
We got Google though.
Serafina. Shenzi.
That's it.
Okay. So let me.
Pretty sure that's it.
Yeah.
We'll go with 85%.
But yeah, the main hyena Shenzi was very, very dark, very menacing, and very, very well played. So overall, the movie is fine the way that it is. They could have changed a few things here and there. Could have maybe added a little bit more to it. But overall, I would give the movie a 6 out of 10.
Maybe I'll give it a 7.
A 7?
You know, because I'm a kid at heart. My kids would love it. They did a pretty damn good. Jon Favreau did a pretty fantastic job with the scenery and the animals and just following the story. And yeah, at least a 7. I would see it again for sure, and I would recommend it. Anybody that likes kids movies, check that shit out. It was awesome. Dying to be in the limelight. Hi.
But yeah, so Lion King. Would you recommend paying money to go see it in a theater?
I would pay money to go see it again.
Would you? Okay.
Good
You'd
flick.
take your kids with you.
I would take my kids. Have a blast. They would love it. I'd be content to sit through it again. It was a good flick.
The nostalgia is there. The graphics, the CG is there. The acting is pretty good. A few little disappointments, but for the most part, we both recommend the movie. We both will say go see it in theaters if you want to see it. Buy it on Blu-ray, buy it on DVD when it comes out. The Lion King is definitely a must-watch. So,
we are coming back. We'll be back probably every week. Next week, we'll be checking out next week.
What is next
Once
week?
Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh.
Quentin Tarantino, Leo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt.
And, don't forget, that sexy, sexy Miss Margot Robbie. This is going to be awesome. We're so excited to go. Yeah, it's going to be great. Can't wait to see it. Leonardo DiCaprio, you can't go wrong with Leo.
He's the man.
You can't go wrong with Quentin Tarantino, really, either.
He's the man. Brad Pitt's the man.
Yeah. This is going to be a great movie. So anyways, if you liked this video, comment down below. Let us know what you guys thought. Don't forget to like, share, and please
subscribe.
Thank you all very much for watching. Have a good one.